Okay. So the first sign of the zodiac is Aries. And Aries season starts on the spring equinox every year. It's a fire sign. We're going to do all the fire signs in red. That's what it looks like on the ecliptic when you look at your chart, okay? And every zodiac sign has a planetary ruler. And the planetary ruler for Aries is Mars, okay? So this is the sign for Aries. This is the sign for Mars. And because it initiates a new season, it initiates spring, it is a cardinal sign. It's a cardinal sign. It's a fire sign. And it's has a nature to it like the nature of Mars, okay? Mars in the chart represents your drive, represents your will. I did my Astrology 101 class on live the other night, and I decided to post the clips with the sign and the planetary ruler individually, so enjoy. The second sign in the zodiac chart is Taurus. Looks kind of like that. Taurus. And the ruler, the planetary ruler, the planet that's associated with Taurus is Venus. Okay? Taurus is an earth sign. And every sign after a cardinal sign is a fixed sign. They're in the middle of their season. This is the middle of spring. A fixed sign. They stand fast in their own energy. They don't necessarily try to start new stuff, but fixed signs are very secure in their own energy, and they stand fast in their own opinions and their own values. And then the nature of Venus is it attracts things in, right? So and then Taurus is an earth sign. Earth is kind of associated with worldly values, right? Like money, fine things. And so Tauruses have a reputation for being kind of hedonistic. That's why they do where they love to eat, or they love to experience the essential pleasures of the world. They're wanting to have a lot of money. That's because they're the earth sign that's associated with Venus. And so that's how all that kind of comes together. Then they're fixed. They're kind of staunch in their own energy. That's why they're thought of as stubborn. You know, they're very entrenched in their own opinion and their own view. I'm posting. Can you not? I'm posting clips from my Astrology 101 class. This next one is Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. Enjoy. We tracking with this so far? So this is Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And every zodiac sign has a planetary ruler. So for Aries, it's Mars. And Aries is a fire sign, and because it starts a season, it starts spring, it begins on the spring equinox, it's a cardinal sign. Then we have Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign. They're more about those sensual pleasures, money, food, sometimes sex, right? And its planetary ruler is Venus, which attracts things. Taurus kind of expects things to come to them. It's a feminine sign. It's an earth sign, and it's a fixed sign. They're known for being very stubborn and very staunch in their own opinions, and staunch in they're not easily moved by others. I feel like cardinal signs, sometimes they're trying to impose on you. They're trying to get you to change, like to conform to them, because they're initiated a new season. That's just something I've kind of noticed. Fixed signs, I feel like they don't care as much if you're changing to suit them, but they're not changing for you. And then mutable signs, they don't always realize this, but they change. They're a lot more changeable. They're a lot more flexible, and they will move around the energy that's existing in a dynamic in order to like fill in the gaps. And then Gemini is a mutable sign. It's the end of spring. Its planetary ruler is Mercury, which is for the logical mind, which works really well for an air sign like Gemini. It's very cerebral, very thinking, very overthinking. Because it's mutable, that's why Gemini is known for having that duality. It's the twins, right? There's two sides to Gemini, and sometimes people feel like they have two faces. We're going through all the signs and their rulers. This one's Cancer. Thank you. So yeah, so now we're here with Cancer and the moon. The moon's a luminary, and it's the planetary ruler for Cancer. It's the ruler for Cancer. It's not technically a planet. And then Cancer is a water sign, right? It's a water sign. They're known for being very emotional, and the moon represents your emotions in the chart. Then we have, it's a cardinal water sign. It's because it begins summer. Begins the longest day of the year, right? That's the first day of Cancer season is the summer solstice. So Cancer season starts on the summer solstice. It's a cardinal sign. It has that initiatory energy. It initiates a new season. So even though Cancers are known for being kind of very emotional and very oriented toward like other people and maybe a little bit passive aggressive, Cancer energy initiates a new season, and they'll initiate that family bond, right? Or they will be the ones to kind of try to cultivate something within the family in that way. They initiate that nurturing attitude, but they have initiation energy because they're a cardinal sign. That's their modality. So water is the element, and then cardinal is the modality. So around the zodiac wheel, you know, the first zodiac sign of the year is Aries, fire, earth, air, water. They go in order, okay? And then it goes cardinal, fixed, mutable. Cardinal, fixed, mutable, right? So they alternate like that throughout the chart. And that's how they interact with each other. That's how they relate to one another. Here's your next astrology lesson from the live I did recently. It's Leo. Cardinal, fixed, mutable, right? So they alternate like that throughout the chart. And that's how they interact with each other. That's how they relate to one another. So the first day of summer is the first day of Cancer season. Starts Cancer season. So after we do water, we're going to do fire again. We've got another fire sign here. Anybody know what it is? What's the sign that comes after Cancer? I feel like Ben Stein on Ferris Bueller. Anyone? Gemini's before. Gemini's right before. Yep, we just did Gemini. Gemini's right before Cancer. And then right after is Leo. Right after is Leo. And Leo is ruled by the sun. Leo. Leo is a fire sign. And they are a fixed sign. The sun in the chart represents your ego. No, you're good. You're good. Good on you for trying. I appreciate you. So yeah, the sun in the chart represents your ego, and it's also a luminary. The sun never goes retrograde in the chart, right? And neither does the moon. And what? My dog's whining. What? Sometimes he wants me to get off the live and go get his toy from underneath the couch, and we're not doing that every time. There we go. Right here. So Leo and the sun represents your ego. The sun shines. It's very noticeable, right? And so that's what Leo energy is like too. They shine bright. They want to be seen. They want to be understood. They want to be accepted. And that's why they have a reputation sometimes for being like, you know, always on stage or always trying to act or always trying to like, they're have a reputation for being very egoic, right? Here's the next highlight from Astrology 101 I did on live. This is Virgo. And it has one more. Virgo. And it's planetary ruler. Every zodiac sign has a planetary ruler. Some of them share. Okay? Virgo and Gemini, they share. They both have Mercury as their planetary ruler. So Virgo also has Mercury, also very logically minded. But because it's an earth sign, it's very practical. Very practical. And they have a reputation for being very organized or being the one to have the itinerary. But they're a mutable sign, right? Oh, that's not gonna fit. Hold on. That's what she said. Anyway, mutable. It's an earth mutable sign. A lot of people don't understand. Very good, Virgo. A lot of people don't understand how Virgo can be a mutable sign. I feel like it's because the two seasons that it bridges are summer and fall. So it's like we're waning. This time of year really requires a lot of planning, right? Like August into September requires a lot of planning. You know, it's your first time you're starting to look at what you might have available for winter, right? Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for tuning in. You're so welcome. You're very welcome. So yeah, I feel like that's why Virgo has that more meticulous energy, because of they are a mutable sign. They do see and fill in gaps of that other people are leaving, you know, and they kind of get resentful about it sometimes, right? They pick up the slack that nobody else is going to do. And I feel like that's very mutable. And then that planning, that meticulousness, I feel like comes in handy because they're born during that time of year where summer is giving way to fall. And so you need to be starting to plan ahead for the harvest, right? Next up for Astrology 101, it's Libra. So we did fire, earth, air, water. Fire, earth, this one's going to be an air sign, right? That's an air sign. What air sign? And then we did cardinal, fixed, mutable. Cardinal, fixed, mutable. So this is going to be a cardinal sign. And it's going to be an air sign. What sign is after Virgo, y'all? What sign is after Virgo? It's Libra. It's Libra, baby. Let's see, what is the glyph for Libra? I have a ton of astrology books. I would love to have more, but the one that I use when I forget things, like as my guide, is the Astrology Bible. It's a reference book. Looks like this. And then this one's on top. And Libra begins on the fall equinox, which we just had, right, in September. And they are cardinal air sign. This is another one that confuses people, and confused me. There it is. Because they're also very other people oriented. But they've got that cardinal energy. They've got that initiatory energy. I feel like often Libras do not realize how much that they affect a space when they come into it. That they really are coming in and altering the energy with that cardinal piece that they bring in. I feel like Libras, often when they want to have something happen or do something, they project it onto another person, right? They're like, oh, don't you think, wouldn't it be really good for you if we did this? Like, I had a boyfriend that was a Libra, and he was like, you need a new computer. Like, you need and I was like, I do not need a new computer. He really likes computers. He's like, oh, well, this one that you have is from 2015, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't need a computer. Like, if you were me, you would need a computer, right? So but he was really, like Libra, or like my Libra mom, right? Like, she'll come in and like organize my cabinets, or she'll set up the house the way that she thinks it should be set up, and then be like, I'm so helpful, right? But really, she's done it her way. She hasn't done it my way, right? She's not conforming to an energy of mine. She's in a way, she's imposing that card. She's initiating something with me. And they're also very comfortable to bring new people. They have a lot of friends because they're very comfortable initiating relationships. That's what 7th house is about, but we'll talk about that a little later. And then they're an air sign, very breezy, not known for really sitting in their emotions or being moody or anything. Air signs known for being very cerebral. Libras often really have a strong sense of justice. They want fairness for everybody. They want things to be fair. They want things to be equal. And their constellation is the scales of justice. And my hands are too big for this, but it's like they're balancing things out. And Libras are also known for having a lot of duality as well. They're not a mutable sign, but they do have like the two sides of the scale that they're balancing out. And so for that reason, sometimes people feel like they're very like snaky or friends with everybody. You know, they don't stand in their own energy very well, but they're a cardinal sign. They know what they're doing. They know, guys. Libras know. Oh, and then its planetary ruler is also Venus. It's Venus. It shares with Taurus here. They both have Venus. And so Libras are also associated with a lot of these Venusian themes. Attraction, beauty, art. And they have like a cerebral appreciation of those things. And I think a lot of times Libras think of themselves as a piece of art. They think of themselves as... they don't necessarily think of themselves as a person. Somebody on one of my Libra roasts, he said something like, I'm not really a person, I'm more like a platonic form. And that's like such a Libra thing to say. I feel like that's exactly how I feel like that's so true. They're more like a concept of a person than an actual person. There we go. Okay. Next up for Astrology 101, it's spooky season. The one we're in now, one of the best ones. It's Scorpio. It's gonna be Scorpio. It's gonna be Halloween. Scorpio. All day. Scorpio season. Scorpio is this M thing, and it kind of... It is a water sign, known for having a lot of depth, being moody, being very emotional, but not on the surface. Scorpio, not on the surface, and they are a fixed sign. So they don't start a new season, they're right in the middle of fall, as everything's starting to die, right? As everything's starting to die. And then in traditional astrology, Scorpio was ruled by Mars. You know, it was the feminine expression of Mars. And then in modern astrology, it's ruled by Pluto. So I think Pluto is like... It's got two lines like that. Maybe like one there. That's Pluto. And then I'm gonna put Mars in parentheses, I think. That's the traditional ruler. So Scorpio is associated with Halloween season, right? It's associated with death. It's associated with the occult, darkness, the other side. It can be also a financial kind of sign, because it's the opposite of Taurus, right? Sometimes it has to do with its karma and contracts, right? So soul contracts, but also just like contracts, like a will and testament to somebody, right? Like that kind of stuff. It can be Scorpio type themes, other people's money, inheritance, that kind of stuff. Okay. So it's a water sign, it's fixed, it's in the middle of fall, it's really when everything's starting to die, it has Halloween in the season, it's death, it's transformation, it's the shadow side. Those are Scorpio themes. They often have a lot of trust issues. They are very emotional, it goes very deep for them. They're known for doing a lot of testing of people because they don't trust easily. Next up for Astrology 101, it's Sagittarius. So we did fire, earth, air, water. Now we're doing a fire sign again. What fire sign is right after Scorpio? Oh, right after Scorpio. We're talking about what's the fire sign that comes after Scorpio? It's Sagittarius. Is it just an arrow? Oh, it has the line on it. Sagittarius. And every zodiac sign has a planetary ruler, and Sagittarius's ruler is Jupiter. It looks like a 4 in the chart. Like when you look at the glyphs in your zodiac chart, it looks like a 4. And Sagittarius is a fire sign. And it's a mutable sign. It's when fall gives way to winter. And Sagittarius energy is supposed to be very lucky. It's expansive. It has to do with broadening your horizons, education, philosophy. Sometimes it has to do with religion. Sagittarius is kind of an all or nothing energy. Either it's like really... Like if you have a Sagittarius moon, it might mean that you come from a really religious household. Sometimes, like someone with a lot of Sagittarius in their chart or a lot of ninth house placements in their chart might be really interested in beliefs. and whether they're strict on those beliefs or not kind of varies on the chart. Sagittariuses they want to drink life in, they're wanting to travel, they're wanting to go new places, try new things. And they have that fire sign vitality to them where they do have that spark where they can do it. Next up for Astrology 101, it's Capricorn. The darkest day of the year is the first day of Capricorn season, the winter solstice, right? And so Capricorn is known for being, it's an earth sign, it's known for being very fiscal. I feel like it's kind of like, okay, we're in the middle of winter, what do we have? We're not in the middle of winter, we're starting winter. What's available? What are our resources? Let's make sure we have them. Let's make sure that we have everything that we're going to need. And so it's very materialistically based because it's an earth sign in that way, right? So, from a purely worldly materialistic standpoint, do we have the things we need? They're known for being very money oriented and very hardworking. And then with Saturn as the planetary ruler for the sign, it's like, okay, hard work is the big thing, right? Sometimes Capricorns are like the daddy of the zodiac, right? Because they're supposed to be very responsible and stuff. I find that they're very work hard, play hard. I think that a lot of times they're both, but they have a lot of times they have like a no nonsense type of attitude to them. Excuse me. So that's the dead of winter, the 21st of December-ish is when Capricorn season starts. Then we have fire. Next up for Astrology 101 is Aquarius. And the planetary ruler for Aquarius traditionally was Saturn also. But these days it's Uranus. And Uranus is it's got a circle in the middle kind of thing. Well, that's the planetary ruler for Aquarius. And Aquarius energy, I think it's kind of punk rock. I think that Aquarius energy is nonconformist. They want to be different. They want to be unique. They're fixed. They're a fixed sign. They don't really care what people think of them. They kind of like being a freak, or at least that's what they tell themselves. They like being the outcast and being the weirdo. Part of them really enjoys going against the grain. And they're very comfortable in their own energy. They're a fixed sign. We've made it to the end of the signs for Astrology 101. It's Pisces. Then we have the final zodiac sign. Anybody know what the last one is? The last zodiac sign of the year. Of the zodiac year. It's Pisces. It's Pisces, y'all. The two fish. And its planetary ruler is Neptune, which is it looks like a trident. But traditionally it was ruled by Jupiter, so I'm going to put that in parentheses. And Pisces is a water sign. And it is a mutable sign. They're the final sign of the zodiac. It is a mutable sign. It bridges between winter and spring. And so the sign of Pisces has a resurrective quality to it. They're known for being very emotional and deep and escapists, that they really have a really hard time coping with the rigors of day-to-day life. So they a lot of times Pisces placements have substance abuse issues, or they're known for that anyway, and they're known for just not being able to cope, that they run off at the first sign of trouble. At the cutoff game for Pisces, that they'll cut you off, finally. They'll give and give and give and give, and then they'll cut you off.